Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered the military to defuse tensions in the South China Sea. This after a meeting of Chinese and Filipino diplomats in Manila. Now, both sides agreed to restore mutual trust following a violent clash between their coastguards last month. Despite the bilateral dialogue, the verbal brawling over the incident in which a Philippine sailor lost his thumb continues. Top Philippine General Romeo Brawner demanded China return 7 firearms stolen from Manila's ships and pay around $1 million in compensation for damaging the vessels. General Brawner also gave President Marcos several options regarding the military's operations in the South China Sea. But he says there will be no significant changes to resupply missions for troops stationed on the second Thomas Shoal. Now, those missions prompted numerous run-ins with the Chinese Coast Guard. Beijing again blamed on Manila, accusing it of starting provocations by illegally transporting equipment.
中国海警依法采取执法措施是正当、合理、合法的。我们敦促菲方停止侵权挑衅，回到通过对话协商妥善管控分歧的正确轨道上。
And for more, Buena Bernal joins us live now from Manila. Buena, demanding payment for damage and the return of weapons appears to be taking the dispute to a new level. Does the government support that call? And what hope is there really for resolution if new demands like this are being made?
What General Romeo Brawner Jr., the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, did say officially in his press conference is that he has submitted a letter to Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. detailing that demand and the amount, which is 60 million Philippine pesos from China for the damage of the Philippine Navy rigid hull inflatable boats. He also said that in that letter he submitted to the Defense Minister that he demanded for the return of 7 firearms. These were the firearms inside a box that China seized during that June 17 incident that was tagged by the Philippines as a deliberate, illegal, brutal assault by China that has been the most aggressive in recent history and that severely injured a Navy sailor. Now, General Brawner did say that it is unclear if this letter had reached the Department of Foreign Affairs, which is the agency in charge of bilateral diplomacy with China. He also said it is unclear if this demand was transmitted as is. Now, I sought confirmation from sources within the Philippine bureaucracy, and one did confirm that the Department of Foreign Affairs office that is supposed to be made aware of this estimate has not yet received official communication from the armed forces of the Philippines, and therefore this demand has actually not yet been officially communicated to China. Now, General Brawner did say that the armed forces of the Philippines is also mulling the asking or demanding from China the payment for the surgery of the Filipino sailor who lost his thumb during that June 17 incident.
Now, Buena, as the Philippine military chief discussed tensions with China, he also announced the purchase of new fighter jets.
Well, this is really part of the Philippines' modernization of its armed forces because the Philippines has yet to establish a minimum credible defense posture, meaning it still cannot ward off intruders. And part of this modernization that has been much delayed actually is a purchase of BrahMos missiles from India as part of coastal defense of the Philippines. But both the Philippines and China has actually committed last Tuesday during their bilateral consultation mechanism on the South China Sea held here in Manila, the de-escalation of tensions when it comes to that disputed waterway. General Brawner, during his press conference, also, without revealing operational details of the Philippines' resupply missions to the West Philippine Sea, which is how the Philippines calls its maritime zone in the larger South China Sea, said that the order to him by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is really to de-escalate tensions as well and to ensure that the rules of engagement is followed by Philippine Navy personnel in its military outposts in the West Philippine Sea, and that includes utilizing self-defense that is proportional to what is used by China, meaning to say the scale and also the weapon of aggression of China will then be matched by the Philippines, but only in self-defense.
Buena, thank you for that. Buena Bernal there live in Manila.